What's up, everyone? This is Destroyer229, and welcome back to Let's Play Persona 5. Last time, we had our school festival, and practically everything that could have gone wrong did. The only two highlights of it was that, one, Akechi ate a really spicy takoyaki ball and it was kind of hilarious, and two, we kind of had a really nice heart-to-heart with Haru. But aside from those two things, everything kind of went to shit. Two people now know that we are part of the Phantom Thieves. Akechi and Boss. Boss was at least kind enough to not turn us in, and he's actually kind of supportive of us now, but he's still very much keeping a close eye on us to make sure we don't do anything stupid. Unfortunately, Akechi is a little bit more malicious, but he's not turning us into the police. Instead, he wants our help to find the murderer of Okumura and the culprit behind the mental shutdowns. Although, at a cost of disbanding the Phantom Thieves afterward. It's not exactly a good proposal for us, but Akechi holds all the cards. In this episode, we need to give Akechi an answer, and soon. So, I'll go ahead and talk to Futaba and Morgana before we go to bed. Don't beat yourself up over it, Futaba. You couldn't predict that that would have happened. What about you, Morgana? You got anything to say? At least Boss didn't turn us into the police. That would have been the absolute worst thing that could have happened. If you're that worried, Futaba, you can sleep on the sofa tonight.
Hey!
But it's my room! Alright. Night, Futaba.
Well then.
What have we gotten ourselves into?
That concludes the speech given by Representative Masayoshi Shido, who may be forming a new party. We now resume our coverage of the Phantom Thieves, the suspects for Mr. Okumura's death and others. The police have designated the Phantom Thieves as the country's most wanted fugitives, and have decided to reward anyone with information leading to the capture of the Phantom Thieves.
Look.
Those who provide information will be offered a reward of 30 million yen. And considering the high amount, it shows how extraordinary the situation has become. Reward money will be supplied by the police and the families of the victims. Further,
If I report you to the police and they arrest you, I supposedly get 30 million yen for it.
That is an insane amount of money.
I hope you understand the situation you're in.
Believe me, I know.
Even people who didn't have an interest before will be on the lookout for the Phantom Thieves. And it'll happen every day, even at school. Why did this happen?
I didn't know it would. This has gotten completely out of hand.
I see. Well, how do I put this? I'm sorry I didn't realize it. It's also my responsibility that this happened. All I can do now is give you shelter. Just don't become desperate and do something reckless, all right?
Don't worry, boss. I'm not stupid. I'll be careful, okay?
I won't sell you out. As long as you're here, there's nothing to worry about.
Thanks, boss.
I feel bad about what we've done to the chief. I'm responsible too.
Did you see that reward? Perhaps we put too much pressure on them. With this, the Phantom Thieves have become public enemy #1. Exactly. That will be when their curtain falls.
Hey, great!
Gonna have to.
We're wanted now. And the reward's 30 million yen? What is this, a comic book? It feels so unrealistic I can't help but laugh.
We're finally being treated as actual criminals.
I'm positive now. Remember all of those what-ifs I mentioned before? All of this was truly set up. How President Okumura ranked first, the Fad before that, even Medjed. It was all to make the Phantom Thieves famous. On top of that, we were lured to target Okumura. Yeah. The enemy likely planned to lay the blame on us from the start, after we gained popularity.
Then what about everything we've done until now? Are the people whose hearts we changed and thought were corrupt actually not?
No, because of Yusuke and I, the Madarame and Kanashiro cases were coincidental. Wasn't that the case with Kamoshida, too? Considering what happened with the rankings, only the previous target would have been used to lure us.
What a cheap trick to use.
Cheap? It's nothing of the sort. There's the fake Medjed and the site's altercation. They might have even engineered the fad around us. So much time and effort has been put into this. President Okumura probably wasn't their only target. Perhaps they intend to place all blame of past and future psychotic breakdowns on our group.
That's why I said we shouldn't jump into things so carelessly.
What, so this is my fault? Even you agreed to it in the end. And there was that thing with Haru at the time. How are we supposed to ignore that, huh?
I'm sorry. This was all because I one-sidedly decided that my father was a criminal. All I could think about was my fiancé. If I had only been able to cope with it more calmly. Haru?
It's not Haru's fault. I should have spoken up too when Principal Kobayakawa died.
Damn it! This is bullshit! God! Fuck! Ah!
Ryuji! Taking out your frustration on things doesn't help anyone.
Hey, what do you think? Why did we lose? What did we do wrong?
We lost sight of our goal. Think about it, Ryuji. Whether we wanted to or not, we got lured in by the popularity. We lost sight of doing what was just. Instead just did what was popular. That's how they tricked us.
It's probably because we weren't acting like ourselves.
Agreed. At the time, we only cared about the opinion of the general public.
Yeah, that really is it. I was so caught up in making a name for ourselves. I'm such an idiot! I became a phantom thief because I hated those same kinds of adults!
To think we had begun clinging onto fame and a place to belong that our eyes had become clouded.
We were meant to be the righteous phantom thieves, but we lost sight of our original cause. I'm so irritated with myself. Makoto.
Damn it! I know that we've been set up, and that I was a complete idiot too! But still, it's so damn frustrating! Of course I want to do something about this!
Yeah. We'll be in deep water at this rate. However, we have no idea who we're up against, and whether they're an individual or an organization.
Furthermore, they must be in a position of power, or have powerful backers if they can go so far.
Are we really a match for this?
Should we end this now? I mean, things might get worse for everyone.
Hey, what should we do?
Things are dire, but they're not absolute. We've been tricked this far. It's time we turn the tables.
Yeah. Running away with our tails between our legs is exactly what they want. That's the same as dumping our aesthetics again, because we only care about our hides.
I see.
I take back what I just said. I can't let it end like this.
this! Looks like we're settled on what we want to do. All that's left is how we go about it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yo.
Oh, hey Ryuji. Hey, I get you. We're in a very stressful situation. At least we have our sights set now, right? Huh?
And again.
Nonsense, Ryuji. The difference between you and the likes of Kamoshida is that you recognized it. People like Kamoshida and the rest of them, they just abuse their power without any regards to others. We may have been caught up in the fame, but we realize that. And you can still change.
See ya!
Later. Oh. Whether or not, we'll have to manage. Right.
Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be rough. This is the hardest mission that we've done yet. But we have to overcome this. We have to find out who is really behind these mental shutdowns. First step is seeing Akechi tomorrow.
Nice.
It sucks, but he does have evidence on us. We'll just have to go in this calmly and think things through. We've been played enough already. Let's make sure we don't get played again.
An issue in which criminals do whatever they want under the name of justice cannot be left alone. Only now does the government speak of taking countermeasures, but their actions are too little, too late. The government as it stands has been left behind the times. It is obsolete. If this is a ship that's bound to a rotting dock and destined to sink, we might as well destroy it once. Let us end this chaos through my hands and yours.
He's a politician of the ruling party, isn't he?
I heard they're splitting up to form a new party, so an election might come before the year's end.
I'm gonna vote this time for sure. This man has my support.
You haven't voted until now? That's problematic as a member of society, you know.
Politics just never interested me before, but this politician seems pretty amazing. He's passionate and thinks of the future. I mean, someone like that should be prime minister. I'm definitely voting for him.
Well, I suppose that makes sense, since the other politicians seem so unreliable.
When you say that you want us to cooperate with you, what exactly do you intend us to do?
That's a good question. But might I have a cup of coffee first?
Quit effing around!
Please keep this short.
There's a bounty for information in addition to the arrest warrant. Those are quite desperate measures. I'm referring to Sai-san's actions. I assume all of you are at your wits' end as well. She must be considerably vexed if she's gone that far. Make headlines with the arrest warrant, then use incentives to get testimonies. It's not a bad method.
The police have nothing on us. There's no way they can make an arrest.
True. I'm the only one who's ascertained your true identities. However, the groundwork for fabricating testimonies and concocting a culprit are underway.
We don't care about that self-gratification. Get on with it.
I'll be blunt. I'm thinking of triggering a change of heart in Sai-san. I've already discovered that she has a palace.
Huh? Really?
Is this to prevent the investigation agency's recklessness?
Precisely.
Still, there's no need to change her heart just for that.
Indeed. It's hard to believe that a single person can fabricate all that.
Unfortunately, that's not the case. What if I told you that those around her would turn a blind eye to false evidence?
You saying the police would do such a thing?
It seems they're more trusted than I thought. Their priority is settling the situation. They don't care who the supposed culprit is.
No!
They're completely rotten.
My objective is to find the true culprit. That must be the case for all of you too. However, the current situation is extremely bad.
If worst comes to worst, someone unrelated will be set up as the culprit, huh?
Our only solution to this is to make Sai-san come to her senses. If she's in her right mind, she can stop this situation. Her sense of justice wouldn't allow it.
So that's why.
The truth will be covered up, and an innocent civilian's life will be destroyed. I can't allow such a thing to happen. My own ethics won't stand for it.
I mean, I guess I can understand how you feel.
And changing Sai-san's heart will be to protect her as well.
How do you mean?
If the true culprit were to learn that she's responsible for the investigation, what would happen? I'm certain they'll aim for her life. She's the perfect target to place blame on the Phantom Thieves. So how about it? Will you agree to my plan?
Even though you're particular about being just, you're willing to get your hands dirty?
It can't be helped in order to ascertain the truth. There is also one more merit in changing Sai-san's heart. It will become a warning to not mess with us. They can't go public if someone in the investigation has a change of heart. It'd show their corruption. All that's left from there is for me to discover the identity of the true culprit.
What do you mean?
You're gonna tell us to announce our disbandment once the real culprit is arrested, aren't you?
As expected from a Nijima. So, what do you say? I don't think it's a bad deal for either of us.
Makoto, what's your take on all this?
This is your sister we're talking about.
It's a well-made plan. It even takes putting an end to our team into consideration.
I'm flattered to hear that.
Why are you willing to do all this, Akechi-kun? Why do you seek justice?
Because of sickening human beings. Yes. My contempt for such people drives my sense of justice. It isn't some grand reason like society's sake or some lofty ideal. It's simply an absurd grudge and extremely personal.
Dude.
You know, doesn't he remind you of us?
Yeah. He searches for his own justice and tries to achieve it in whatever way he can. It's a different means than us, but it's the same sentiment.
Yeah, like how some disgusting adult pissed him off.
We're similar, hmm? Maybe that's why I thought that I could ask this of you all. Won't you cooperate with me on the mission to change Sai-san's heart?
I still don't like it, but you got yourself a deal, Akechi.
Thanks. I was actually rather worried there. This mission can't succeed without your cooperation, after all.
The Phantom Thieves will be disbanded, and everything will work out. I pray it does.
Mako-chan.
I'm okay. I never brought it up until now, but the reason I joined the Phantom Thieves is because I wanted to change my sister's heart. I was hoping it'd never come to pass, though. I've also known for quite some time that she has a palace.
Why didn't you tell us?
It was too selfish of a reason. Though I was too scared to look any further into it on my own.
Why don't we try going there now to scope the place out? A lot of this will be new to me, so I'd like to get myself accustomed to it too.
I'm sorry, I actually have plans today.
I see. That's unfortunate.
Will you tell your sister about this?
Of course not. It's just...
You seem awfully evasive today. Is something the matter?
I just can't make time today.
Let's call it a day then, and resume this tomorrow.
I'm sorry, everyone.
Wasn't Makoto acting a bit weird?
Well, this is her sister we're talking about. I'm sure anyone would be a bit apprehensive about it.
Well, I guess that can't be helped. Regardless, it all starts tomorrow. I hope this goes well.
You and me both.
Palace? In me? Not only that, Goro Akechi? Then the Phantom Thieves targeted me as per his advice?
Yeah, that's right.
And he had already experienced the metaverse by the time of the Okumura case? That can't be. I mean, he never said a word. Although, his attitude did change suddenly around that time. Akechi-kun kept quiet about the most important details, and my own sister may be a phantom thief? If this is all true, I'm appalled as the commander of this operation. I alone was kept in the dark. So you became convinced of another's existence through the 2 mental shutdown cases. And if you were apprehended while falsely accused of those crimes, that villain would still be loose. That's why you targeted me? Not for your own preservation?
That's partially right, but there's more to it than that.
Hmm? No. If this villain does exist and is setting up your group, I would be targeted next. Did Makoto come up with that speculation?
Damn it. My mind's fuzzy. I don't remember.
Perhaps I'm overthinking things. Hey! You need to keep your focus. It seems you're completely worn out. But the look on your face isn't one of defeat. Why is that?
Why? It's simple. I haven't lost yet.
I'm amazed. It seems you can still talk. When you were arrested, a man at the scene told you that you were sold out, correct? Those words normally hint at the existence of a traitor. However, if your story till now is true, one reason can be concluded. It's frustrating to admit, but at a certain point... No, most likely from the start. I was a mere puppet. Someone set up only to bear responsibility later. Someone intended your arrest, and the minimal staff directly involved were in their pocket. And if that's the case, true integrity would side with you.
I'm glad you're starting to see. Slowly but surely, she's starting to see everything.
All right.
Let's hope it's enough, though.
No, I'm jumping to conclusions. I don't believe your story yet. There's something I need to confirm with you. Was a change of heart triggered in me? What happened in the time between entering my palace and your arrest? Tell me everything.
Very well.
What's this favor you need? It's late already. We'll be going to Nijima's palace, so I want to look into her. Things like her work ethic and relationships. It doesn't matter whether it's public or private. Those would help us come up with countermeasures in case we hit a roadblock in her palace. I can look up more, you know. Stuff like her repertoire of underwear. A girl shouldn't say things like that. You tell her too.
Futaba, please. Let's just focus on the task at hand. We have more important things to worry about.
I thought you'd like that.
Ew!
Ahem. Also, I may be overthinking it, but my voice... Ow! Same as always. Let me finish first! There's something else we want you to look into.
Oh. Last place we should probably go, but off we go.
So this is the courthouse. You can tell it's a revolting building just by looking at it. Let's hurry up and get started. Akechi, what did you find out?
I rarely get to see Sai-san directly, but I figured out her course of action. On the 20th, an investigation will likely be done at Shujin Academy, as well as the Sakura residence.
For real?
Then that means our time limit is November 20th.
But this should be a substantially forced operation. I doubt it'll take place before the 20th.
We'll take your word. For now, we need to focus on infiltrating her palace.
I concur. And we should probably get going soon. After all, people like us standing around here is quite unnatural. Well then?
That's...
Huh? What about my smartphone?
This is the model I wanted! You're so lucky!
I'm so sorry. Until recently, Futaba was actually well...
She's a major geek.
It's okay. Sai-san told me the gist.
Oh, right. Akechi-kun, it may be best if you exchange contact info with everyone, too. Not just me.
That's true.
Ooh!
Futaba.
I'll send everyone's contacts to you later.
Thanks. Well then, I hope we get along. I'll do my best.
Well, it looks like Akechi's part of the Phantom Thieves now. Okay then. And now, finally, we actually get something from Akechi's confidant. So basically, it's taken us this long before we actually finally get, you know, any sort of abilities. And it's not just Baton Pass. We also get a follow-up attack and Detective Talk, which is exactly the same as some of the other talks we have, as well as Harrison Recovery.
Alright.
So basically everything that would be up to this point for any of our other party members' confidants. Yeah, that's a lot of things. A lot of things that just got thrown to us immediately. But that's how things go with Akechi. Da 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 da.
You got a good personality and good looks? Talk about cheating.
She's praising you, I believe.
Then shall we get started?
We need to figure out what Makoto Sis thinks this courthouse is, right?
I often hear her call it a place of competition in which she must always win.
A competition, huh? That sounds like Sai-san.
It'd be unbearable if you were put on trial for a reason like that. Although, a competition means it's a match of some sort. Might it be a martial arts ring?
Nope.
Then perhaps a stadium? Or maybe an arena?
Nope.
There are other competitions besides fighting and sports.
Gambling, then.
How about a racetrack for horses? Other than that, there's pachinko, but does that count as gambling?
We played cards during the school trip.
Nope.
What else is there?
It must be a casino.
Bingo.
I definitely see Sai-san in you.
Well, it's time we head in then.
Beginning navigation.
Head right past there and keep a low profile.
That's it, huh? What's going on here? We are looking at the courthouse, aren't we?
Seems like it.
Let's go.
Right.
The courthouse is a casino.
Everywhere else seems to be a normal cityscape.
Isn't that...
The police station, yes.
I didn't know that the station and the courthouse were next to each other.
Our attire hasn't changed. That must mean we aren't considered threats or hostiles yet.
Right. Areas outside her courthouse palace must not be worthy of her attention. Wait, I always look like this. I'm special. Besides, I can't do anything in my cat form.
The police station's also part of her work area, though, whenever arrests are made for her cases. I've brought her food and belongings when she was sent on loan to the police.
We got no business with the cops, right? This might be the metaverse, but I don't want to go in a station.
That reminds me. He'll need a codename, too.
Codename?
Phantom thieves can't go around using the real names, right? It ain't cool either.
Just for reference, what is everyone else's?
Skull.
Mine's Fox.
We pretty much decided on them with how we look, didn't we?
What is it, Haru?
Oh, it's nothing.
Then, perhaps Karasu will be best for me. You know, like a raven.
Are your clothes all black or something?
The reverse, actually. If our codenames are to hide our identities, wouldn't that be better?
Karasu. He'd be the only Japanese-sounding one.
Why not go with Crow instead?
All right. From here on out, you're Crow.
Got it.
Now then, let's head into the courthouse. Now then.
Alright. Well, welcome to Nijima's palace. I still don't like this, but no choice. You have to go and steal Sei's heart in order to make sure that, well, an innocent person doesn't get, well, framed. And also, considering that she's going to be investigating Shujin as well as the Sakura residents, it's pretty obvious who it is that she's going to try to frame.
Do you have a moment?
Okay. So we can actually put Akechi in our party right now. Even though we actually haven't seen him in action. Kind of a little bit different from Haru, but, well... He did say that he did awaken to a persona, and I suppose it's bad already. So we'll replace
that settles it.
Ryuji. Right. So now we just need to go on into the palace proper. Now, the front entrance is over this way.
Wait!
So that is not where we are off to. Instead, we have to go through here and then climb up these stairs. We have to go in the side entrance because, you know, this is still a palace and we still need to infiltrate it like always. No way getting in there. Instead, we'll just run across here and enter through this side door.
Okay.
Oh?
See. Oh.
But...
Pretty much. We go in, we find a route to the treasure. This is all pretty much standard fanfare for us.
Hey. Come on, let's go.
true. We're already here, so we may as well. And we have ourselves, well, our objective and our deadline. We need to steal Say's heart for November 20th. And since we are here already, we just go ahead and explore as much of the palace as we potentially can. There's plenty of different ways for us to travel. Unfortunately, not everything is very easily accessible. So we just kind of need to just go across this top area over here and overall try to find some way of being able to get down. Thankfully, it's not altogether too complicated.
Indeed.
Yeah, also don't ask me why Crow's mask is a plague doctor's mask. It just kind of is. Anyway, we head on over here. There's a vent we can crawl through. And by heading out over here...
Whoa!
No sense in hiding if she knows exactly where we are.
Damn it.
Well, that was surprisingly helpful.
I can feel it.
There are other places for us to explore. Like, we can climb up this way, but I don't think there's... Yeah, there's nothing really much of worth up here. Just a sealed vent. Those doors don't lead to anywhere. There are a couple pieces of treasure that are lying around. You can't really go too far from the elevator, though.
Is there a safe
Though
room
there
around
is
here
a safe room right here.
We can take a breather here.
Not entirely sure why, like, there's a need for a safe room right here,
Okay, back to exploring.
but there is. I suppose in case you wanted to save your game or something like that.
I can feel it.
I believe we can go and grab this. There we go. However, we can't head up that way. The game will just straight up deny us that privilege. Instead, we need to head on over to this elevator.
Do you have a moment? What?
I see.
I have high expectations for you, Crow.
Yes. Well then, let us begin. Don't worry, you can leave this one to me. Take them down, Robin Hood!
Unfortunately, I don't exactly have much of like a predecessor for this one because there's not really too much of a build-up to this Awakening fight. Instead, it's just, here's a guard, now you have a catchy to use. But we have to face off against Os, with our brand new party member and his persona, the leader of the Merry Men, Robin Hood! So, first things first, our Awakening boss is the Cruel Leopard, Os. Os resists psychokinesis, nuclear, fire, physical, gun, ice, electric, and wind. Basically, he's weak. He's only susceptible to light and dark. And he knows the skills Oni Kagura and Deathbound. Now, as for Robin Hood, Robin Hood's actually a pretty decent persona, all things considered. Kind of think of Akechi as kind of like Naoto from Persona 4. He has a very good light and dark skills. He has really good physical skills as well and has access to Almighty. Overall, he has a lot going for him. And at least one of the good things that Crow has that Naoto doesn't is the fact that he has more than light and dark skills. Since, you know, Curse and Bless are actual skills that have actual attacking moves. So thankfully, he's a lot more than can just spam Almighty moves.
Now, Robin!
Nice, Joker. Just at the last second.
Persona!
Okay, as for us, let's see, what exactly, it's been a while since I've been in any sort of fight. I'm tempted to stick with Fortuna, if I'm being completely honest. Do I have anyone that resists any sort of physical? You know, besides Neko Shogun? Not really. So I'll stick with Fortuna, and I'll put up a Masu Kakaja. Let's see. For Noir, I can put up a Tetrakarn on someone. And we'll put it up on us. And then for Panther, she can use a Tarunda. Now, I didn't actually go over what Crow's other moves are. So, his physical moves, what would be any sort of, like, normal melee weapon, is actually really weird, but also kind of awesome. He uses a Beam Saber. Or, Beam Saber. As his melee weapon. So yes, he has a lightsaber. In terms of his gun, it's also kind of weird, because it's an energy pistol. For some reason, Crow has some, like, futuristic move, like, guns and swords, but they kind of work. It's weird, but that's what he has. Oh, he also has charge. I didn't know about that. Well, I don't exactly have much that I can do without changing off Fortuna. Does anyone actually need... Well, there's Queen Mab, there's Ananta. Either one of them could use the experience, if I'm completely honest, because Agidine and Freydine. Anyone who's close? We'll go with Queen Mab. Because I at least have Ega. Wait, he... I did not know that! I didn't realize that he nulled darkness! Well then, that's a bit of a problem now, is it?
How's this?
Just put up another Tetrakarn. Guard. And guard. Really? That was it? Wow. You stink. Okay, well, not really so much left. Overall, not really much of a fight, if I'm completely honest. But at the very least, it does give you a chance to use Crow a bit.
You got it.
You're right.
And it kind of sucks because there's not really much of a reason except the game just loves to just boot you out. It's like, here's a taste, now go back on your own time. Oh.
All along, confessing while alone without a clue, without a sign, without grasping it. The real question to be asked: where have I been?
Well, damn.
I'm a sharpshooter.
Of course. You're one of us now.
Moments of calm, nothing left to be found. A mirror right in front of me. That's where I found an empty glass, reflecting as a truth. It's telling words not to be told. I need that mask. I'm a sharpshooter. Atlas masquerade, heart in both face and mind, all free for you to draw. I'm a sharpshooter.
Okay.
Chained down to my core. Please don't take off my mask.
Oh.
My place to hide. I can't tell you how to see me. Just a cage of bones. There's nothing inside. Will it always be?
All the more reason to clear our names. The point of the Phantom Thieves was to give hope to people, to overcome their own issues. Instead, it's completely backfired on us. But we have to do this. We have to find the one behind everything. If it first involves stealing Nijima's heart, so be it. If we can do that, then we just leave the rest to Akechi. At any rate, now is a good time to call it a day. So, next time on Let's Play Persona 5. We once again have an objective and a deadline. We need to steal Sei Nijima's heart in order to put a stop to this investigation. And maybe more information will come to light. With her change of heart, hopefully, something will be able to indicate who is behind the mental shutdowns. Something that Akechi can pounce on. And then, the true culprit will be brought to light. Whoever's behind this must be extremely powerful indeed. We already speculate that it's someone affiliated with the government. But we still need proof. Right now, we still have that goal. We need to make sure that this bounty gets off of us before anything happens. And something will happen on November 20th. So everything needs to be done before that day occurs. So until next time, everyone, take care.